What's happening, people? This is what you need. You're watching my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. And as you can see, the title is Floyd Mayweather related. This man always constantly finds a way to make news, ladies and gentlemen. First bit of information is sad. Floyd Mayweather's ex for many, many years, Josie Harris, is dead. They found her dead in her car. I don't know if it was this morning or it was last night. And, that is very sad. She was only 40 years old. And that's kind of news that you don't want to ever hear. I don't know how the children are taking it. The police is saying that it doesn't seem as though foul play was involved. It could be that she overdosed, she OD'd on some drugs. It could have been stress related. We have no idea. It could be foul play. It's all up in the air, ladies and gentlemen. I think TMZ broke the story. And I don't know how the children are taking it. Josie was a person who sort of kept some level of stability with the family. She had all the kids by her and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to happen with Floyd's kids. I don't know what's going to happen. Most of them are old enough now to take care of their own lives. But it's a sudden news. It's kind of like Kobe Bryant died, except Josie's not as prominent as Kobe, And Kobe died at 40-something as well. So this is shocking, if you ask me. I don't usually talk about things outside of boxing, but I was looking at something that I Keep Sports TV brought up, and I saw this headline, and it came out about 2 hours ago. So I didn't want to just immediately respond to it, but now I'm like, man, damn, I was like, damn. So, yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is, of course, Floyd got interviewed on several different things, and I want to talk about what he said concerning several different things. I was really looking for what Aki Sports TV claimed he said, but I haven't seen that. So I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm going to talk about several boxers that Floyd esteemed quite highly from the UK. He talked about Kell Brook. Now, Kell Brook's a hell of a fighter. And, what's the strange thing is, the media's been trying to get Kell Brook to say that, Terrence Crawford, he wants to fight with Terrence Crawford. And Kell Brook he didn't actually say that. Like, there was a headline that said Kell Brook wants Terrence Crawford next if Terrence Crawford ain't got nobody. But that's not what Kell Brook said. He said he wants all the top tier guys, and I don't know if Kell Brook's really excited about getting Terrence fight, but that should be a fight on his radar. He should be pushing hard for that. I'm not really hearing him say that. So his last fight was at 154 pounds, and he knocked out the guy at 154 pounds. So I don't know if Kell Brook is going to be returning to welterweight. I don't know what he's doing. Kell Brook needs to make up his mind what he wants to do and get it done, But that's a good fight for Terrence Crawford. It really is. It's a great fight for Terrence Crawford right there. There's the Sean Porter fight that I think he should pursue. Bob Arum wants to dismiss the Danny Garcia fight. Man, look, Bob Arum, y'all just need to get one of them guys in the ring with Kell Brook. And you Dennis Ugas, Danny Garcia, Kell Brook. We had said Jesse Vargas. Mikey Garcia goes and fights Jesse Vargas instead of Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, that could have been you. That could have been you against Jesse Vargas. You threw that away as well. I just don't understand why people would do something like that. Like, look, man. Terrence Crawford ain't got nobody to face. I hear Bob Arum say some dumbass shit like, oh yeah, we just wait till Josh Taylor gets up into welterweight. You serious, bro? That's the next 2-3 years' time. Terrence Crawford's been at welterweight now for 4 years. Almost 5 years. Last time he did something was in 2015. He's acclimatized to welterweight. It's about time he faced welterweights now. Like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And so, it really bothers me because, anyways, he ain't fought nobody. I mean, okay, he fought what? Who did he fight? Like Jeff Horn. That's about it. That's his best. I think he fought Amir Khan too. That's it. But Jeff Horn was the weakest welterweight champion. Amir Khan wasn't top 10, and even if he wasn't facing any top 10 welterweights, and has been avoiding any kind of semblance of a top 10 welterweight. Okay, he has fought nobody. Terrence Crawford has fought nobody. Now, coming back to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather esteems Terrence Crawford as pound for pound the number one fighter in the world right now. I guess he's doing it based off of skills, because he's definitely not doing it off of the level of competition this guy been facing. But that's his take. That's his pick. Okay. He talked about Kell Brook being a solid fighter. Billy Joe Saunders being a solid UK fighter. I guess he's following Billy Joe, which is good. I always told you guys, Billy Joe is one of the top, you got Tyson Fury, you got Billy Joe, you got Kell Brook, you got, once upon a time, James DeGale, James DeGale crossed the seas. He didn't just stay in the UK, he crossed the seas and whoop ass, okay? Tyson Fury crossed the seas and whoop ass. Billy Joe Saunders crossed the seas and whoop ass, what's his name? Kell Brook crossed the seas and whoop ass. These guys show that they were high-class guys. Now, Amir Khan did it too, and Amir Khan has been doing it for the longest while. So props out to Amir Khan on that, But we need to talk about everybody else. People talking about, I was listening to TBV, the Boxing Boys, and I forgot what his name is. It's talking about how, guys like Dillian White and Derek Chisora or something like that. I don't think it was Derek Chisora. I think Dillian White and Usyk, they would beat Deontay Wilder. I'm looking at him like, Ninja, Dillian White never crossed the seas to do nothing. Why do you think Dillian White would beat Wilder? Because what? Because he's been a mandatory, he's been a number one contender to Wilder's WBC belt and never engaged him? Is that it? Come on, man. Like seriously, come on, man. You know what I mean? You're not serious, man. I'm just saying, But anyway, back to what I'm saying. So, yeah, Mayweather also talked about, Billy Joe Saunders, and Cougar Cassius asked him, he said, do you think that Billy Joe Saunders, would beat Canelo? And Floyd talks about how, after he schooled Canelo, Canelo was using a lot of his moves and how tough it is to beat Canelo. But he said, Billy Joe Saunders is a solid guy, just don't overlook Canelo and may the best guy win. I think that fight is a great fight, actually, because Billy Joe Saunders, if Canelo underestimates Billy Joe Saunders, he going to have a rude awakening, okay? Billy Joe Saunders ain't no joke, ladies and gentlemen. He's not a joke. He's not a joke, okay? Anyway, back to what I was saying about Floyd Mayweather. So Floyd Mayweather, he said these things, okay? Whether you agree with him or disagree with him, that's he has the right to say what he's saying. I don't always agree with everything he says. But on the Billy Joe Saunders thing, I do agree with it. I think that Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade are two of the, the best. 160 to 168, they're the two best. 160 to 168, aside from Canelo. Okay? And Callum Smith talking about, trying to press for a fight with him. Listen, man, Billy Joe better than Callum Smith. He's better than Callum Smith. He got more experience than Callum Smith. Been a champion longer than Callum Smith. So I just don't think that Callum Smith, would win that. That draw to get Canelo. I think Billy Joe Saunders earns that. All right. And the fact that he gets Canelo over Triple G, even that's even better, because Triple G is like a has-been. Now, they're talking about how Canelo, after he faces Billy Joe Saunders, if he wins, he's going to face Triple G for a third fight, and then he's going to face Walter Murata. Listen. Golden Boy, just do one fight at a time, first of all. Let's just deal with Billy Joe Saunders, because, quite frankly, the other two fights you just said do not impress me. It doesn't appetize me. The Billy Joe Saunders fight appetizes me, impresses me a lot, and I'm looking forward to that fight. But you see, the other two fights, I don't want to hear about them. Look, you got Demetrius Andrade up in middleweight. If you want to go down to middleweight and face somebody, you're going to have to face Demetrius Andrade. I don't care what nobody says. Jamal Charlo, I'll give you a pass on Jamal Charlo, but Demetrius Andrade, I ain't giving you no pass on Demetrius Andrade. Okay, I'm not giving you a pass on Canelo. You're not going to be facing no Triple G. Why would we want to see that? I don't want to see no Triple G third fight. Maybe the casuals, but not me. All right, there's nothing in that for me. You know, Canelo might be talking money, dollars and cents. You might say you want a soft touch in between the Billy Joe Saunders. Look, you can get your soft touch after you face Demetrius Andrade. After you face Demetrius Andrade, ain't nobody gonna question you if you can beat him, right? And first, you gotta beat Billy Joe Saunders. You gotta get past Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo. That's the first thing. We don't know. That's not a guarantee. The way how upsets are happening this year, it's not a guarantee that you get past Billy Joe. Billy Joe is a very, very skilled southpaw. Okay, he can do it all. He can fight on the inside, the outside. You know, he's a little bit, you know, what I call it, like a one-trick pony at times, and he's very repetitious in what he does sometimes. And you know, if you get a beat on him, you could start breaking him down. But you know, Billy Joe Saunders is a crafty boxer, man. And once he's in shape and he's fit and everything, he looks spectacular against a lot of opponents. So, you know, that's not a cakewalk. Billy Joe Saunders is not a cakewalk for Canelo. I would love to see that fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing if Billy Joe Saunders can pull the upset on Canelo or what will happen, right? But as to the other guy, that's another threat to Canelo is Demetrius Andrade. Them two in the whole of the both divisions. I ain't care about him facing Caleb Plant. I don't care if he don't face Benavidez, but David Benavidez, but I do care that he faces Billy Joe Saunders and he does face Demetrius Andrade. Them two, they've been a long time. You know, the only other contemporary will be Jamal Charlo, and he can face him at 168, you know, whatever. I'm not too hot up on Jamal. Jamal Charlo need to get his skills up. You know, Jamal Charlo hasn't proven to me that he can handle a Canelo, you know, effectively and win. But them other two guys I just mentioned, Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade, they can beat Canelo. They have what it takes to beat the Canelo or make it a damn tough fight. They got the skills. Now, whether you can use the skills to beat Canelo, that's another story. But them is the two that I don't really know if Canelo can beat them. Well, I want to see. So the Billy Joe Saunders fight is very intriguing to me. I want to see if he can beat Billy Joe Saunders. A lot of people believe that he's going to knock out Billy Joe. That's not going to happen. Billy Joe Saunders got too good a defense to get knocked out or stopped by Canelo. But we will see, okay? The other thing is, Demetrius Andrade is the other guy I want to see if Canelo can beat. Them two guys is the only two guys that I'm really interested in Canelo facing. They can go up to go up to light heavyweight and take on Beterbiev or Bivol. I don't care. Either any one of them. You know, because in my opinion, okay, Beterbiev, he got heavy hands. He's a good boxer, but he ain't nowhere on the level of a Saunders or Demetrius Andrade in terms of boxing skill. You know, in terms, so I could see Canelo beating Beterbiev, even though he's stronger. You know, I could see Canelo beating him. With respect to Bivol, he's a very good fighter. Okay, he's a very good fighter. There's things that he's deficient in that I think Canelo can take advantage of. But once again, I don't think Demetrius Bivol is better than Demetrius Andrade nor Billy Joe Saunders. I just don't think so. I think the better boxers from 160 to 175, you're talking the best boxers in that whole thing is guys like Demetrius Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders. Like I said before, Badou Jack. You know, he's mostly an inside fighter. So Canelo boxes him a bit on the outside, on the mid-range, he probably have an advantage over him. But them kind of guys, right? Bivol, Beterbiev, they're the top crop kind of guys. Then you got, you got your Caleb Plants and your Benavidez and your Callum Smiths, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget Jamal Charlo, okay? But at the end of the day, Canelo has shown he can handle guys who just shoot from the outside and throw a jab. So I eliminate, therefore, Callum Smith. I eliminate Benavidez. I eliminate Jamal Charlo from that listing just like that. Because if that's all you do is you long range, you got to keep jab, keep long range, you know, that kind of thing. Then Canelo handled you, Canelo fighter like you before. You know, it's not gonna make no difference. But if you're looking at like guys like, that can mix it up and change it up, adapt and adjust. Now you're talking about something that, we could talk about, But if you just kind of exclusively at one range, whether it's mid-range or outside or just an infighter, Canelo can make the adjustment and fight you, from range or inside, and therefore he can have an advantage of it. So that's what I got to say about that. With respect to, I was talking about, I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, Mayweather also talked about Ricky Hatton. And a hell of a fighter he is. And I think this, again, a lot of people just don't understand that Ricky Hatton was a phenomenal fighter. Floyd said he had a lot of heart, but aside from that, it was tough. He was a tough dude, more of an inside fighter. Ricky Hatton marveled at how Floyd was so good on the inside. And but Ricky Hatton himself was, a fantastic inside fighter. Took a lot of risks so he could get caught coming in, but he had a hell of a chin. So he would take a hellacious shot, but he's coming with a counter your ass, And I think that a lot of people didn't respect Hatton because after he lost to Floyd, he went on to beat, I think it was Paulie Malignaggi, and then somebody else, I can't remember who, but he beat two people. Then I think he got beat by Pacquiao. And I think he either had a fight with Senchenko or somebody else after Pacquiao. Got easy win to boost his morale, and then he faced Senchenko. Senchenko actually stopped him, which is crazy. And I think, I don't know, Floyd kind of messed up his mentality or whatever after his fight with Floyd and his loss. But he was never the same. He wasn't the same Ricky Hatton that we knew. And Ricky Hatton talked about, relationships changing with himself and other people and so on. So, people always with you when you're up. Once you start going down, and all of a sudden, a lot of people abandon you. You're all by yourself. It's a lonely sport like that, boxing. Which reminded me that there was this news that broke that Logan Paul, he got knocked out cold by a UFC fighter. Cold. Dude didn't even know that he got knocked out. He was like, did I do well? And stuff like that. Again, I was listening on the channel, a brother was talking about you don't play boxing. You don't play. That brain damage, ladies and gentlemen. Brain damage. And most people who get knocked out cold don't recall getting knocked out. That's that. You short circuit everything. You know what I'm saying? So, Apollo says that was just a joke at what you need with Logan Paul. I'm pretty sure that no, it wasn't a fucking joke, dude. It wasn't a joke. People don't do that. It's a sparring match, and he got knocked out cold. That was not no fucking joke, bro. It wasn't a joke. He got slapped. He got knocked out like drunk. That ain't no joke, bro. People don't be playing that shit. Tangible Boxing said Floyd has Crawford #1 if that's the topic. Yeah, I spoke about that actually. I spoke about the fact that Floyd thinks that Crawford is pound for pound #1 boxer in the world. Yep. No, Logan Paul got slapped, bro. Listen. Do people understand that boxers have to take a break from boxing? Joe 56984 says Adam Kawanaki was fine after trashing the dressing room at Barclays Center. Damn. Well, he was angry or something? Damn. Wow. Yeah, back to us saying. So, as you guys come through, shout out to everybody. No, man, that was not no play boxing, bro. He just went limp and hit the ground, boom, and was out for what was it, half a minute? Okay, so what I was just gonna say to you guys is, and another guy actually covered this topic, I forgot what his name was, that you don't play boxing, 1, and 2, boxers generally get their injuries. For those people who don't know, boxers generally get their injuries during training. It's training camp when they get badly injured. You know, in training camp. And so when boxers have to take a break after having a fight, you know, it's because of the grueling pressures put on their body during training camp. Training camp is where you get most wear and tear in your body. Okay, it's not the actual fight, you know, generally speaking. Joe 5694 says Logan Paul got knocked out with headgear on. Dude, you don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Headgear don't protect your head from getting knocked out. It protects your head from getting cuts, superficial bruising. It don't protect your head from the actual trauma of the actual punch. It's like dude, hey, let me tell you this, and I think the same guy who covered this, he even made the same suggestion. If none of y'all ever done boxing before in your life, do not go in the ring and just spar with a professional combat person who has been doing boxing. Don't do it unless that guy's holding back, because, you know, I saw Ness sparring the USBA, NABA champion. But that champion was taking it easy on him, just putting the pressure on him. And Ness was like soaking wet. Okay, he couldn't even lift his arm. Let me tell you something, folks. Boxing is not a fucking game. All right? Do not play boxing. Okay? This is something where people get, you know, critically injured off of punches. All right? Do not play boxing. Do you hear me, fans? And all you macho fans out there who come out, you know what? I was listening to Tevin Farmer's trainer, as well as Eddie Chambers, okay? And they was talking about how women are easier to train. They execute things better than men. And the main thing is because we got egos as men. You know, we all ego-headed and fat-headed. So all of us feel we can fight, when in fact we can't. You know, never threw a punch in your life. You know, never really did any combat sports. Never did no fucking martial arts. But we always feel we could do things. You know what I'm saying? And what happens? We are harder to train than women. Now, we execute better than they do when it comes to actual fight, because women get tense and they always wonder if they're doing things perfectly. But at the end of the day, this is what the trainers were saying. They said, you know, guys tend to have this big fucking ego. You go stepping up in a fucking ring with a professional boxer who decides not to take it easy on you. Like, you know, I'm gonna quote this guy forever. These styles boxing, talking shit about how he would step in the ring against Chocolatito. Chocolatito would eat his ass for lunch. He'd knock his fucking head off of his shoulders. He'd give him brain damage. Headgear or no brain headgear. He would be getting up from the floor saying, Did I win? Like Logan Paul, because he got brain damage. Okay? These guys who talk boxing but don't understand what the fuck they do. Sorry about that, moms. Let me calm down. These guys, okay, who do not understand boxing and just talk out of their immense ignorance, all right, do not understand. Chocolatito may be in the weight class of 115 pounds, but he don't come in the ring 115 pounds. He come in 120, 130. You know what it is to get hit by somebody who's 120, 130 pounds who can punch? Do you guys even understand that? Just imagine he hits him a kidney shot, hits D-Style a kidney shot, or hit him I know you're not supposed to hit it with kidney shots. Just imagine he clips him to the ribs and breaks D-Style's ribs. You know you're going to break it. You know you're going to hear crunch. You know, people don't understand. Boxers train to take punches. There's a medicine ball they hit themselves with on their sides and stuff to get the muscles tough, to get the bone tough and thicker. You think a guy like me could step in the ring and I'm going to come out saying after I face Chocolatito, he'd tear my ass up. He'd tear my ass up. I'd be lucky to come out healthy from that ring. This is not, boxing is not, listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't understand. I've done martial arts, okay? I've done karate do, okay? Right? I've done martial arts. All right. And I didn't have the discipline. So what I mean by that is I didn't have the control. I hurt a student of mine who was an excellent student. Okay. He had the discipline. I hit him to the solar plexus. And he could not, listen to me carefully, he could not come to school. He couldn't breathe properly for 3 weeks. And he was in training. And he was a higher belt than I was. I couldn't control the punch to hold it back enough. And I caught him when he didn't expect to get caught. I caused internal injuries to him. Of course, you strike with the palm. But the point is, I caused internal injuries to him. And that was a mistake on my part. Boxers are trained to punch. He went on to do very well. He was, got his black belt and everything, and he's doing very well. My point is, not that. My point is that you cannot be dealing with a world champion. You're talking about a world champion with a guy who's never boxed before. A world champion who knows how to place his punch. Listen, man. If D Styles gets in the ring with Paulie Malignaggi, brittle hands dude, and he gets caught with one jab by Malignaggi. One jab, because everybody thinks Paulie can punch. It's not that. He got brittle hands. Don't mix it up. Paulie can punch. He just got brittle hands. His hands break. Okay? Easily. And his hand ain't gonna break on D Styles' face. I can guarantee you that. Why? D Styles don't got a hard face. D Styles don't get punched in the nose every day. You guys gotta think about these things. Any of you guys ever did combat in your life? Because if you haven't done combat in any shape or form, you're not gonna understand what I'm telling you. None of y'all get hit. Y'all have never been hit in the stomach. Y'all will never get hit in the face or something. Because some of you guys just talk. You just talk. You don't want to get hit by Chocolatito. None of y'all. Because when he hits you, he's not just going to hurt you. It's not like a casual person who punches and you get hurt by a casual person. It is not that. You're getting hit by a guy trained to punch. That's all he does, and he does it at the highest level with accuracy. And if your body isn't conditioned to handle that, he could kill you. He could kill you. Do you understand how serious the sport of boxing? You don't play boxing. A lot of you fans out there flippantly talk. That's why I said if Chocolatito was to show up at D Styles' door talking that kind of smack, if he was to show up at D Styles' door and say, let's take it outside, put on gloves, he'd kill D Styles. D Styles, I'm sure D Styles will change his tune immediately. Because them guys, look at Chocolatito. Look at his body. People, look at the man's body. Rock hard. Them boxers' bodies rock hard. You think, look at my body. You see how my body is. His body's harder than mine. And I'm pretty ripped. I'm a pretty ripped guy. His body's harder than mine. If I punch Chocolatito, I might hurt myself. Far less if he punches me. Do you guys even understand? Y'all don't have no respect, man. Y'all don't have no respect for the sport of boxing. Y'all just talk, man. Y'all just talk. And that's what bothers me. Because I know what it feels like to get hit by some dude. I know what it feels like to get hit. I don't know about y'all. I don't like it. But I know what it feels like to get hit. Some punches you don't feel, but they still have an effect on you. You feel tired afterwards. Y'all probably never got your ass whooped. That's what happened. Some of y'all never experienced that either. Getting beat down and still persistent through the beating. Y'all never had that either. I had all that. So I understand the mindset that you gotta have in boxing. Right? Muhammad Ali got his He got his ass whooped a number of times early on when he was learning boxing, but the tenacity he had to go back into the ring to take some more beatings, but to learn. Do you all even understand that's what training camps are? Floyd Mayweather got his ass beat by Errol Spence. He got black eye from Errol Spence. You think that stopped him? Oh, he went back in the ring and he kept on sparring Errol Spence. Even though the first thing he did was kick Errol Spence out the gym. We don't know the story. And he got better and better and he got adjusted. Errol Spence challenged him. Y'all feel, again, don't get tied up by the mythos of a fighter. See, what I try to explain some things to you guys, boy. I really try to explain some stuff to you guys so you guys can appreciate the sport of boxing. You see a guy winning, okay, Tyson Fury, you see him winning. How many of you saw the cut on Tyson Fury's lip before the Deontay Wilder second fight? He was getting his ass whooped in the gym too. Tyson Fury's been dropped by fighters in the gym. But the tenacity, y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. Tyson Fury's undefeated for a reason. Mayweather's undefeated for a reason. I remember Mayweather's father, senior, saying, "You're taking too much punishment." He never takes too much punishment in the ring. He wasn't talking about the ring. He was talking about the prep for the fights. A lot of fighters who die in the ring have injuries coming into the ring, even brain injuries sometimes. It's a serious sport, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take it lightly. It's a serious sport. People get killed in this sport. Tangible Boxing says, I don't think Crawford has done in the last couple of years, but he's permanently... Oh shit, what the fuck did I just do? Fuck. Sorry about that, Intangible. I accidentally pressed timeout again. I hate when that happens. What happened was I was reading your stuff and this stupid highlight thing came up, and then I'll try to press it to get it out of the way and it mutes you. But don't worry, I got nothing against you, brother. Man, I hate when that happens. People who don't know what they're talking about talk the most slow. Man, you know what I'm saying, dude? Apollo, man, what's up, dude? Deleted it. Yeah, bro. I just did. It's so anger for me. I was reading it. And whatever, man. I'm going to get you Intangible. I'm going to get you back. Don't worry. Yeah. So anyway, man, you know, you think Errol really gave Floyd that black eye? Well, he didn't just get the black eye on his own. yeah, he gave him the black eye. Why do you guys think that Floyd don't? You know there was some super middleweights that was beating the shit out of Floyd, right? Y'all heard about that, right? There was super middleweight guys who tell you, man, I beat up Floyd and stuff. When they say he beat up Floyd, you know, he didn't get decked and stuff, but he get roughed up in the ring with different guys. And Floyd would keep on telling you, when the bright lights come on, that's when I perform. It's training, man. That's how it is. That's how you get ready for anything and everything. You got to prep. And the prep ain't easy. They say he dropped Broner too, but he probably just rocked him. He could have dropped him. It's not impossible. Like I'm saying to you guys again, sparring is to prepare you for fights. And Broner sometimes come in overweight, right? You see Gervonta Davis. Have y'all seen when Virgil Hunter was calling him fat boy? No, not Virgil Hunter, sorry. It wasn't Virgil. It was the New York guy. What's his name? He was the trainer for Danny Jacobs, and he was calling Gervonta Davis fat boy. Come on, fat boy, let's move, all right? Sometimes you go into training camp out of shape. Now, Floyd rarely goes into training camp out of shape after he got his ass, and it's on tape, handed to him by Paul Spataforma. If you guys never seen that fight, that sparring match, go look it up on YouTube. Paul Spataforma versus Floyd Mayweather. I bullshit you not. Spataforma beat the brakes off of Floyd Mayweather in that fight. And Floyd, after that, he came in shape every single fight and came in shape every single training session. Apollo says, I heard Floyd used to beat up super middleweights in sparring, low, not the other way around, but yeah, it's training, so probably. Oh, he gave us good. You can't be top tier every day, okay? Especially when you're not entering into the training camp, and you got to get yourself into real training shape. Sometimes you come in there, you did your road work and stuff, but you still ain't quite there. You're not quite sharp as you're supposed to be. Oh yeah, I can see that happening. And I'm not saying that the guys dominated him or anything like that. I'm just saying they got their shots in. Some nice, clean, crisp shots on him. He take some damage. You know what I mean? Especially when he's shelling up in the corner and saying, nope, nope, nope. Of course, Floyd ain't going to budge. He won't give you the poker face, but he taking some punishment. You know what I'm saying? I heard Floyd knocked out fighters in sparring. Busted up guys' face and there's blood everywhere and shit like that. Yeah, Floyd, there's some brutal shit I heard happen in training camps. And the training camps were vicious, Both, either way, were just dogs. I guess that's why they call it the doghouse. But, yeah, all I'm saying is shit be going down. I heard Sean Porter say, I'm nobody's sparring partner. What that means is I'm getting work to prepare me for my fight, and you getting work to prepare you for your fight. So we going to sharpen each other up. I ain't taking it easy on you. You ain't taking it easy on me. I'm not saying they're going full-blooded. They may be going 70%, whatever. But it's not like they trying to be pals and touch gloves and be like, yeah, buddy. It's not buddy work in there. Let's put it that way. And if you're not on top of your game, or you're not in perfect shape, or you're not well-conditioned at least, something could happen. And it's happened a number of times in training sessions. Some people's careers got wrecked because of training sessions. Case in point, Antonio Margarito with his loaded ass gloves wrecked the training career of Eric Bradley's protege. I forgot what his name is. He's now a coach. He wrecked his career, man. He wrecked his career. Okay? Diaz. Not Joel Diaz. Is Joel Diaz? Yeah, Joel Diaz's career got wrecked in training camp. That's why his eye, he had a sort of a brain bleed or whatever on one side of his head, and it caused him to kind of have this stroke or partial paralysis on one side of his face. So why one of his eyes looked like this and one of his eyes looked like that. Joel Diaz. So for y'all guys who think this shit is a joke, it's not a joke, okay? Especially training camps, in preparation for fights. Okay, people have died, of course, in training camps. Canelo, with former world champion at lightweight. Man ended up dead. Okay, he suffered from hypertension and stuff, sparring Canelo, and he's dead now. Okay, so I'm just saying, he was a little bit old though. I think he was like 40 years old or whatever. So I'm just saying this to let you guys know, again, I don't talk based on mythos. When I'm talking about a fighter, or when I admire fighters, I'm not talking out of mythos, okay? Y'all might feel that Floyd was like undefeated and untouchable and unbeatable. I don't believe that shit. Just being honest with you guys. I don't believe that. M9 Ronaldo says, Floyd never one of the greats. He cherry-picked too much, never tested himself. Apollo says, oh boy. Apollo says, shame Doug Floyd. Hey, look here. Let's stay positive. So this is how I'm gonna look at it, okay? M9 Ronaldo. Let's just say positive, bro. Let's just talk about the sport of boxing. I'm not here. I know it's the topic is Floyd, but I'm trying to keep it on point. I'm really talking about right now preparation for fights and how much it takes out of fighters sometimes. And sometimes if a training camp go wrong, a fighter could be really jacked up, really messed up by it. Berdowis says, what's up? Shout out to Berdowis. M9 Ronaldo says, Oscar was 36 years, Canelo was 22, Pac was injured and just got KO'd by Marquez. M. Ronaldo says, Castillo whooped Floyd in the first fight. Apollo says Pac wasn't injured. The Marcus fight was like 3+ layers later. Apollo says they all thought Canelo would beat him at the time. Yeah, a lot of people thought Canelo would beat Floyd. And he was young. And he showed his skills against Austin Trout. He showed he could fight a slick fighter and beat him. And a southpaw at that. And after post-Floyd, he definitely showed that he was, a tier above everybody else. So, I mean, training camp for Canelo. That's how I put it. He learned from the best. You can't fault Canelo for taking the fight. And you can't fault Floyd for fighting Canelo. And I personally thought, if there was any time Floyd should have faced Canelo was then. Because Canelo's only going to get better. And I think, I honestly, again, I don't really care to argue about this, but I just think it did Canelo a load of good to face Floyd. It devastated him after the fight. Ellaby talked to him and told him he was a true champion. Floyd made it clear to the whole world that Canelo he could damn fight and that he's one of the best. And Floyd has said time and time again, that Canelo took a lot of things from the fight and a lot of things he did. And Canelo was all along. Canelo had been, had a fighting style that if people were paying attention, he had a similar style to Floyd in some respects. And he approached the game with that old mindset, that kind of old school mindset. His trainers were really great trainers. And people put down Canelo after the fight with Floyd. Oh, he nothing. To this day, people still think that, Canelo's not all that and stuff and he's getting favor. No. This dude puts in the work. He puts in the work till the point that George Foreman said, that his favorite fighter in boxing today is Canelo Alvarez. He constantly is learning. He's adding a new wrinkle to his game every single time, like Floyd was adding a new wrinkle to his game every single time. Devin Haney was talking about how he admired Canelo and Floyd because they never really came to almost every single fight. They did something a little bit different every single time, and you learn something from him. And, of course, Canelo studied Floyd. He studied Sugar Ray Robinson. He studied a lot of guys. And his trainer studied a lot of guys, too. So, Canelo always brings something new to the game every single time. A lot of people don't respect Canelo. A lot of people don't respect Floyd. I understand M9 Ronaldo saying what he's saying. But, man, if you guys would just sit down and break down these fighters, man, oh, my God. Y'all going to realize how exceptionally great these guys are. Tyson Fury's another one. He's special. These are special guys, God gifting. Even if Tyson Fury loses a fight, it's going to be really hard to beat him, first of all. But I could see, I was thinking in my mind how you could beat Tyson Fury. And I don't know if it'll work, but I'm thinking of a game plan that probably can get the guy, like a Deontay Wilder, who's very athletic, how he could use his athleticism and just basic fundamental boxing skills and probably get a closer fight with Tyson Fury. I'm not guaranteeing he's going to beat Tyson Fury. I really esteem Tyson Fury pretty highly right now. I really do. I think he's a hell of a heavyweight, and we've never seen a heavyweight move like that. Not that big. He's the biggest heavyweight in boxing today. 6'9", probably the biggest heavyweight ever. And this guy moves, oh my God, it's just incredible how he moves. So I'm highly impressed by Tyson Fury. And that's all I got to say for that for now. Badal says, Floyd is GOAT. No one can touch him. He's a beast. That man was, I'm going to say this. I don't think he's the GOAT. I think he's TBE, like he said. But I'm going to say this. When it comes to 800-pound gorilla, that dude is a beast. He a beast. And I know what I mean. I'm not talking about it in terms of punching power. He wasn't a beast in terms of punching power. But his mindset, man, oh my God. Oh my goodness. I mean, anyway, we will talk about that some other time. That's what I keep on telling people. That's what separates him from all the other greats. M9. Right? But anyway, man, we're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather some other time. You know what I'm saying? I know we're talking on a topic with him, but I won't get into no arguments with you guys right now. M9 Ronaldo, he not convinced. So he says Floyd cannot compare to Robinson, Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, Crabb, Langford, Ali. Be real. Dude, if you only knew. The mindset of Floyd is such that he's superior to all them guys. I'm going to tell you another guy that's superior to all them guys, Pernell Whitaker. That's all I'm going to say about that. And again, Pernell Whitaker was never really truly appreciated until he died, so many southpaws have so much to. You ask any southpaw out there, any southpaw, the great Zab Judah. You ask any southpaw out there, okay, whether it's Lomachenko or Manny Pacquiao, all of them give tribute to Pernell Whitaker. Okay, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Listen, man, I cannot listen. It's not that I'm high on Pernell Whitaker, but when I show you what this man be doing in that ring, when I show you what this man, I have to show you. I can't talk it, because if I talk it, y'all gonna question me. I gotta show you what this man be doing in that ring, okay? Because y'all don't have, like I said, if y'all's a fan of boxing, I'm talking about boxing, baby. It's not about Pernell Whitaker. It's not about Floyd Mayweather. Boxing. And I start to break shit down for y'all. Then y'all realize, oh shit, these guys was good. I have to show you. I have to show you what Floyd was doing. I about to show you what Robinson was doing. I had to show you what Leonard was doing. You know what else y'all forgot about? Y'all talking about Sugar Ray Leonard. How about Benny Leonard? Another southpaw. Oh, Benny Leonard. Okay? I gotta show you guys. I gotta show you. Y'all rate up Marvin Hagler because he's a switch hitter, right? Tough switch hitter, come forward. Boxing coming at you, right? But he was slow, though. He was slow. Terrence Crawford better than him. Yeah, Tyson Fury also switch hit. Y'all forget this. Tyson Fury switch hit, not as long as Terrence Crawford, but if he want to, he can switch hit and fight southpaw all fight. Danny Jacobs do it. Hell, Miguel Cotto used to do it. Y'all knew that? I'm talking boxing. Y'all know this? Thomas the Hitman Hearns was a monster. We're not saying no. But see, he used to make some dumb decisions. What is that you're doing against Marvin Hagler? You could have outboxed that dude. What are you doing? What are you doing engaging so much? Mindset. 800-pound gorilla. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to bring excitement to the crowd. Riddick Bowe was a beast, but wasn't very smart. Engaging when he didn't need to engage. You get what I'm saying? Harry Kreb, well, I don't know. I never really personally seen him fight. They call him the windmill, right? The Pittsburgh windmill. But from what I hear, he was a busy guy. He was like a Pacquiao. He just keep it going. A lot of activity. But we all know the record books show that a certain dude beat his ass the majority of the time. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yes, Mr. Gene Tunney. That's right. Mr. Gene Tunney. What do we know about Gene Tunney? Just look at his fights. What do we know about Gene Tunney? He loved them style. He loved a come forward fighter that throw a lot of punches. Didn't he handle Charles? Didn't he handle Dempsey? We saw what he did to Dempsey. There was a fight where he dealt with Kreb. Kreb was begging him not to knock his ass out. You know why? Because Gene Tunney's a scientist. He used to teach the science of boxing. Because Gene Tunney had this. He had this. He didn't have superior power. He wasn't the most active fighter. He didn't have the greatest speed. He had this. What did Floyd Mayweather say? He said all of them. That guy's faster than me. That guy's stronger than me. That guy's hit harder than me. That guy's with better footwork than me. But the one thing they will never beat me in is this. What did Roy Jones Jr. call Floyd Mayweather? The smartest fighter ever. How do you win fights? What is boxing but 90% mental, 10% physical? But y'all hung up on the physicalities. Floyd fought guys badder than him, hit harder than him, faster than him, quicker than him. stronger than him, and beat them all. Why? This. Mental, spiritual. Mental, spiritual. You understand? What is the lesson? I don't care if it was Floyd or whoever it was. What's the lesson? In life, you need mental, spiritual more than you need physical. Think about it. How many of us get in street fights? And if we do, what happens if the police gets us and arrests us? Most of our battles in life are mental, spiritual battles. That's the lesson Floyd's teaching us. That's the lesson that Pernell Whitaker taught us. That's the lesson Tyson Fury's teaching us. Tyson Fury got knocked the fuck out by Deontay Wilder and got back up. Mental, spiritual. What happens when you can't knock out a guy with your perfect two-punch combination, right hand, left hook, and he gets back up from that? What do you do then? Marcos McDonough caught Floyd with the perfect counter right, full blast of power. He buckled back, hobbled back to his corner, grinning, got back up from the stool and fought Marcos McDonough. What does Marcos McDonough think in his head? Why is he in retreat mode? Because I hit him with a perfect punch that was supposed to knock his ass out, and he's still standing. What goes through your mind then? Up here, mental toughness. Up here is the most important thing. Why is Floyd Mayweather unfazed when he ain't putting guys away? Because up here, he factored in already in his mind, if I don't put him away, I'm going to pace him, I'm going to outbox him, or I'm going to still bring the heat to him. I'm still bringing the heat to him. I am putting him away, but I'm bringing the heat to him. Because I'm going to break him down slowly. Maybe I don't get him out of there at the end of the fight, but he going to be broken down mentally, spiritually, and physically when I'm done with him. Unless he's a true champion, in which case he'll bounce back. Yeah? That's boxing, man. So I try to explain that to you guys, right? I don't talk about Floyd too much, but I really want to show you guys because there's enough talking about these guys. I want you guys to appreciate the sport of boxing by looking at the best of the best. And now, not to mention Benny fucking Leonard. And sorry about the F-bomb. I just love these guys so much for what they brought to the sport. If it wasn't for Benny Leonard, we wouldn't have Sugar Ray Leonard. We wouldn't have Floyd Mayweather. We wouldn't have, you see, all of these guys set the foundation for the boxers that came after. The wow factor that we have from a Roy Jones Jr. If we didn't have Roy Jones Jr., we'd never have Floyd Mayweather. We would never have Canelo. We would never have Devin Haney. We would never have Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury loved Muhammad Ali, but he borrowed things from Roy Jones Jr. Come on now. Can you guys see it? You see, you have to understand that boxers today are building off the backs of boxers of yesterday. And if you can feel that, then you're going to love and celebrate the sport. And you'll understand why I say that the guys today are better than the guys of yesteryear. But you got to appreciate them now. So you can really appreciate the guys of yesteryear. Because if you feel boxing's going down the tube like this, then why are you watching it? Why? Smash that like button if you like what I'm saying. I like Showbiz the Adult because he appreciates that. He and I may disagree on certain things, but he appreciates certain things. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody got bias in life, but he appreciates certain things. And I want to share with you guys the present boxers today. This has always been my anthem. I want you guys to appreciate the guys that are here now. Look at the kind of fights we having. We're getting unification bouts out the wazoo. That wasn't happening before. Now we're getting it even more now. We're getting upsets like crazy now because there's a new crop of guys coming up, and they're jostling for position. We don't have the Klitschko era anymore, where just one dominant champion, or the Mayweather era, where there was one dominant champion separating himself from everybody else. We got this exciting era now, and guys with vulnerabilities. and guys who studied and they're moving further ahead in the sport of boxing because they studying the science of boxing, and now all of them kind of trying to do the same thing, and somebody's trying to separate from the pack now. Somebody's trying to separate from the pack. Yeah? Okay, let's see what's going on with you guys here. I'm close to an hour in. Paulo says he's such a better pugilist than Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson had weight on him, but Floyd's the far better boxer. By miles. But we ain't going to talk about that, Apollo. You understand boxing, though. By miles. He's a significantly better boxer than Sugar Ray Robinson. But see, for us to do that, I have to show it, you know. Defense-wise, he's definitely superior to Robinson. M9 McDonald says Robinson kills Mayweather. Are you dumb? He ain't killing nothing. Sugar Ray Robinson did not kill that Cuban guy. What's his name? I forgot what the Cuban guy's name is. He had difficulty hitting him. Kid Gavilan. He never killed Kid Gavilan. If he couldn't kill Kid Gavilan, how he gonna kill Mayweather? He never faced Charlie Burley. Mayweather's style is very much like Charlie Burley's and much more evolved. All right, he never faced Charlie Burley. His manager turned down the fight because he said it was a difficult fight for Sugar Ray Robinson. He never want to hear Charlie Burley's name in the same sentence with Sugar Ray Robinson. Why do you think his manager was saying that? Because Sugar Ray Robinson could not handle slick, really skilled fighters like that. And let me just say, Kid Gavilan was a hell of a fighter too. All right, he was a hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter. Fought something like Robinson, okay? Bowler punch and all of that. But at the end of the day, you know, Sugar Ray Robinson, I mean, he great fighter. Dominant fighter of his era. Still learning a lot of fundamentals from Sugar Ray Robinson. But don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Just because Mayweather didn't look like he knocked out a lot of people and he didn't have a whole ton of fights, okay, didn't mean he didn't face quality opposition like Sugar Ray Robinson. On top of that, you know, I don't like talking about this stuff. I want to show you guys some stuff. I want to show you guys. You know, the one thing you kind of dispute with me is the technicality of these guys. And y'all know that. Y'all talking about skills and skills and skills. Don't you emphasizing too much on skill. Listen, man. A mental aspect of boxing is your acumen of refined home skills. You got to talk about that. How boxing evolves is based off of skill. Based off of condition. Okay? But anyway, we're going to leave that alone. Apollo says boxing moved on from Sugar Ray Robinson's era. Clearly. Look at the quality of opponents Floyd fought before bringing up Sugar Ray Robinson's record. That too, but you know, let's even forget Floyd Mayweather. Look at Oscar De La Hoya. Come on, man. Look at the legendary fighters he fought. Felix Trinidad. Pernell Whitaker. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Hector Camacho. He also fought Bernard Hopkins. Are we really talking? This man went through 6 weight classes. Oscar De La Hoya. 6 weight classes. Okay? Oscar De La Hoya versus Sugar Ray Robinson. Who you got? No, seriously, who you got? At welterweight. Who you got? They both fast. Alright? You know, Oscar known for his left hook. Sugar Ray Robinson known for, you know, his combinations, the power in both hands. Okay? Now, let's think about it. I give Robinson possibly the nod. Why? Because we saw Sugar Shane Mosley versus Oscar De La Hoya in a close fight. And I think Sugar Ray Robinson will be a little bit longer. It'll still be a close fight. Oscar ain't going nowhere. Oscar's never been stopped but 2 times. One from Bernard Hopkins with a body shot. Now, Sugar Ray Robinson was known for his body shots, but in this case, Oscar was just too small for Hopkins. And then the second one, because Oscar never fought at middleweight, full middleweight, right? Or was it a catchweight? So he never really fought at full middleweight. Or I think, at least against Hopkins, he didn't fight at full middleweight, right? Hopkins being a career middleweight, right? Hopkins was bigger than Sugar Ray Robinson. For those of you who don't know, the era where Hopkins is in, there was day before weighing. Sugar Ray Robinson was in same day weighing. So Sugar Ray Robinson was closer to 160 pounds than Bernard Hopkins was. Not to say that Bernard Hopkins didn't have the discipline to stay at 160 pounds, okay? The point anyway is this. Maybe Sugar Ray Robinson beats Oscar De La Hoya because Sugar Shane Mosley, who, patterned his life after Sugar Ray Robinson. Some of his style and technique was off of Sugar Ray Robinson. Okay, his tenacity and just the way how he approached fighters in the ring was a Sugar Ray Robinson sort of way. Had power on both hands as well. And he beat Oscar De La Hoya in a close fought fight. Okay, so it's very possible Sugar Ray Robinson could have taken it because he obviously was much more refined than Sugar Shane Mosley. Was a little bit longer than Sugar Shane Mosley as well. He and Oscar would have been about the same height, same dimension, same size, right? But at the end of the day, he ain't knocking out Oscar De La Hoya. Okay? And just in case you guys don't know, go and watch Sugar Ray Robinson versus what's the kid name? It's a tall, lanky, tall guy. And shit, that was a tough fight for Sugar Ray Robinson. Forgot what the guy's name is. I saw the footage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's footage of Sugar Ray Robinson in his prime, my friend. There's quite a lot of footage of him in his prime, contrary to popular opinion. Anyways, man. M9 Ronaldo says, nah, boy, boxers were tougher and better back in the day. They fought the best of all time. No, they weren't tougher, man. The sports, dude, first of all, they were smaller. They were smaller, first of all. Second of all, were they better? Not necessarily. Because some of the fighting gods today were not present back then prevalently. So like I said before, they didn't really use the high guard back in the day. They just used the shell defense mostly, right? But in exchange, there are certain techniques and certain skills and certain stances that back in the day, they're not seen prevalent today. For instance, the turtle shell defense, right? Where, guys like Archie Moore and Company Limited used a lot more. We see guys like, what's his name? I can see his face, but I can't see his name. Philly fighter, who still kind of uses the turtle shell defense. All right? It's 1:18. I need to go out and work. Apollo says, doesn't make him a better boxer. No, anyway, never mind. Apollo says, I agree. They were tougher overall, though. I don't know about that. M9 Ronaldo says, look at the quality of 80s and 90s fighters. They were much better than what's around today. Again, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Because a lot of fighters today are being trained by 80s, 90s fighters. Okay? Floyd was trained by his father, Roger Mayweather, as well as Floyd Mayweather Sr. And they were 70s, 80s fighters, okay? You look at, what's his name? Deontay Wilder is trained by Mark Breland, who was an 80s fighter. So I don't know what you're talking about. Floyd's an old school boxer, though. Yes, he is, of course. Floyd was never old school. He was a scared fighter. Okay, now we just gonna leave you alone. Floyd is so far behind them guys, you tripping. Do your research. I agree, Perno is definitely... Dude, listen. First of all, Floyd sparred Perno. Perno was one of Floyd's proteges. Listen, dude. Listen, man. Listen. You need to. Listen. I'm not here to talk. Like I said before with you guys, I don't just talk boxing. Like I really want you guys to experience and appreciate boxing. If you're gonna put down Floyd Mayweather, you know what you just did? You just put down this whole entire generation of fighters, including Roy Jones Jr. and all these other guys, because Floyd better than all of them. He's called the best of this era by the Boxing Writers Association, okay? They all voted him in. So you just basically dissed this whole entire era by dissing Floyd. You have no idea what you just did. And it's not a problem. You see, you guys, if I was to use another name than Floyd Mayweather, you guys would be cool with it. Y'all just have blind hate, and y'all don't realize that. Y'all be talking about Floyd, because it's Floyd Mayweather. If the name was some other name, Right now, y'all be in agreement with me because I'm making sense by what I'm saying. But y'all so entrenched in the name of a person, and you want to attach me to the name of the person, that you can't see that I'm being very objective. Right? Because no one is supposed to appreciate what this man has done in the boxing ring. And no one's supposed to break him down and show that he's good. Manny Pacquiao, sure. Everybody can say whatever they want about Manny Pacquiao. But Floyd Mayweather, no. Y'all got a blind hate for this dude. And it makes you stupid because you hurt the sport of boxing by not appreciating the things, not the guy. You don't have to appreciate the guy. The things that were done in the ring. You cannot learn nothing from boxing because you blind yourself to the personality and you forget about what exactly this guy did to win fights. And then you make some dumbass excuses. So you will never learn why this guy was winning like he was winning. You will never learn about the mindset of how this guy was applying himself. But y'all gonna turn to a person like me, an objective person on boxing, and say, oh, he really loves. I heard Intangible make a video on me. Oh, this guy, he always defend Floyd, and he loved Floyd. Floyd's his favorite fight. I'm like, dude, like, you don't know me like that, right? No disrespect to Intangible, but y'all just don't get it. Y'all hear guys like Boxing Librarian and some other dumbass guys. Sorry, no, I'm not gonna diss nobody because I'm trying to keep it positive. But y'all hear these guys say certain things, and y'all think I am a very partial kind of fanboy kind of guy. And what I'm trying to do is educate you guys on things you are missing in the sport of boxing. And you know what the funny thing about this whole thing? My whole premise came from Barry Robinson's Million Styles Boxing. It was this guy that helped me to appreciate what Floyd Mayweather was actually doing in the ring, as well as Mike Tyson, as well as other fighters before. I've tried to keep it as straight and as objective as possible, but you cannot deny when somebody does something brilliantly and then you show it, you highlight it. That's why I said I prefer to do video clips. Now, after I started doing this shit, people started configuring their own formula and they started doing video clips of fighters they liked, highlighting all kinds of dumbass things that had nothing to do with boxing, right? Making folly of what I was doing. Because what I would do is when people tell me, oh, this guy, you know, what are you talking about? This guy, I would make a video on it and show you in the fight that this fighter was doing this or wasn't doing that. That's what I started doing. I said, you know what? Pause. And I would make a video on it, showing you the evidence of what I was saying. Because I realized when you try to talk to boxing fans, they really don't understand what you're saying. And so they can't appreciate what you're saying because you're coming from a boxing. When I said come from a boxing perspective, it means I'm talking strictly from boxing. I'm not talking about from a biased perspective. None of that. It's just from a boxing perspective. When I said Tyson Fury, we could see he cheated. I made that a categorical statement. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate Tyson Fury's boxing style. It doesn't mean I'm not a Tyson Fury fan, which I am, okay? No, it just means that I saw what I saw, and I'm convinced from what I see that he cheated. Now, why is it that boxing fans have to defend their favorite fighter by going to the lengths that are just ridiculous and they have nothing to do with facts? Why? When I said that the Ivy scandal with Floyd Mayweather was based on Thomas Hauser, who was bringing up stuff which was false, and I brought information on that. Then I came back with the Dillian White infamous issue, and I was consistent in showing again that Thomas Hauser brought false information. People were saying, oh, you just trying to defend Floyd. But I'm defending Dillian White now, who came off clean, by the way. And people still going in on Dillian White, but he came off clean. This was not the same thing as Jarrell Baby Miller. And you guys know this. And whether he was a guy that was a drug cheat before or not, he was clean off of UCAD. Okay? And he went through a lot of hell to prove that he was clean. And my point being, all those people out there, you know, who want to go in on certain things, if anybody really pay attention, I'm probably one of the most unbiased guys out here on YouTube. I am. Because I literally go by what I see. And if you can convince me otherwise, I'm going to agree with you. But a lot of y'all talk out of your own preference, out of bias. You talk out of bias. By the way, I didn't look at the Chocolatito fight yet. I need to go check that out. But y'all talk out of bias. Y'all don't talk out of, like, looking at the facts and really weighing the facts. Right? And I still got something to tell Intangible. I told him a couple things. You know, he was talking about some of the past fighters and how this guy came up from flyweight to welterweight, whatever. And, you know, he faced all these great fighters. But a lot of them great fighters you're talking about, like, I think I mentioned this before. Some of them was always at the end of their careers, man. And some of them, they wasn't world champions at the time. He got the name on the list. He picked the name off the list. But when you check it, the dude was long since. His last championship reign was a while ago. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the guy. He still got the name on the list. Our name's better than nothing. But I'm just saying, you know. But that's not to deny that this dude did some phenomenal things. He came from wherever he came from up to welterweight, flyweight to welterweight. You know, Manny Pacquiao did that too, and a little bit some. But the point is, they are phenomenal. And this is the one point I like about Boxing Librarian and even Intangible Boxing, who's doing his homework. There are a lot of phenomenal fighters throughout the history of boxing. That we cannot deny. And it's great because I used to have the series Boxers not talk about much about today. But it's great to see these guys digging this stuff up and finding out these fantastic fighters. There's always a place for everybody in boxing. My problem is when people they just found out information and it's like the guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread. They get on the high and they start talking a lot of shit. That really doesn't, you don't have to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Do some more homework. Do your research on these guys. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's great that we have these phenomenal fighters throughout history, and there's a lot of them. It's not just the most common names that we hear throughout history. There are a lot of Greek fighters throughout history. All right. The problem we have is that in boxing, a lot of people want to find and dig up these guys from 100 to 200 years ago to pit them against the present guys. And I find that so stupid. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do that though. All right. And so I said, okay, I'm going to reverse flip it. I'm going to pit the present guys against them past guys. Let me see if they're going to stand the test. First of all, the present guys in the same weight class them past guys was in, much bigger than them. And they got the speed and reflexes and everything. Hit harder and everything. Right? Well, I'm assuming. I don't know for a fact. But, I mean, the sports science and everything. Better athletes today on a regular than the past guys. And people want to dispute me on all those points, which is rather stupid, but it is what it is. Right? And I'm saying to myself, look, man, y'all talking about this guy's went 20 rounds. They wasn't busy for 20 rounds. They wasn't just going at it for 20 rounds. That ain't happening. There was a lot of clinching and stuff that was going on. Guys weighing down on each other and stuff like that, right? But the point is, regardless, this is the one thing I do. And this is what a lot of you guys miss. I always give the past fighters their props. But because you guys, not me, you guys say that their era was better than the present eras. Because you guys keep on saying they was better fighters back in the day and tougher fighters back in the day, like this dude just said. I have to come out and say, no, and I have to reply. They not tougher. And they definitely weren't better. You can't say that categorically. You have to weigh the things that, the techniques and skills and things that we lost in transition from then to now, with also the things that the present fighters can do today that the past fighters can't do. Wasn't doing. This sport has changed so much since then to now that it's kind of unfair for people to say, oh, the past fighters were better. And there's a lot of archaic things that used to happen back then. And there's a lot of controversial fights back then. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, what do you actually mean by that? Because the guys were smaller. They definitely were smaller. Okay? The guys today come in sometimes on fight night. If they're not IBF fighters, we're talking plus 15 pounds from the weigh-in. Sometimes 19, 20 pounds, sometimes 25 pounds from the weigh-in. All right, so obviously the guys today that come in and fight are much bigger than the guys of yesterday. That's the first point. All right. The second point is, and this is why I say they probably hit harder. I can't say factually. But the elite fighters of today, man, look, man, I'm not saying, but you got all the Reyes gloves and all the specialized gloves now to prevent trauma, and they still killing fighters. Imagine if they had them small ass gloves that they used to have back in the day. Maybe more broken hands, but god damn it, so much more deaths. I mean, it's just this is common sense, you know. I mean, we got athletes today. They're taking better care of their bodies today. They don't fight as much, but they got these brutal training camps now. You know, whereas guys would have gotten more fights on their record, they fight every week or whatever. We got guys sparring, you know, especially in training camps, they're sparring almost every fucking day. And they're sparring. It's like sparring for different reasons, but it's sparring. You know what I mean? And people just don't get that. Like, they don't understand we're getting more quality. We're getting more quality fights. But the preparation in between those quality fights is brutal. It's brutal. You know? And whereas back in the day, you know, you weren't really finding top tier guys facing top tier guys on a regular, but they did face each other. Like, you get top tier guys facing each other like 2 times, maybe 3 times a year, right? Just like today. The difference is the work that guys are getting in sparring today is against guys who are potentially boxing stars, whether they're amateurs or they're early pros. And sometimes they get work from guys who are just about that close to being, you know, the next thing. That's the kind of work that's going on in sparring gyms. So even the sparring is of a higher quality than back in the day when you fight a guy off the street. You know, we say cab drivers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's less protection back then than today in terms of the sparring and stuff. But you're still dealing with a higher level and quality of fighter these guys are facing on a regular. Because back then it wasn't regulated like that. It wasn't tiered up like that. And that's the thing that a lot of people just don't understand. And the amateurs, why do they spar professionals? So they can get a feel of what a professional, the professional form of boxing is. And don't expect the professionals to let up on you and give you an easy time. No, of course they're not, because they're trying to refine themselves and shape themselves up for a fight. So they're not going to take it easy on you. They're not going to go all out because it's not an actual boxing match. But at the same time, they're not going to take it easy on you. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you who understand what I'm saying like, you see how the USBA champion, you know, the NABA USBA champion took it easy on the boxing boy Sky Ness? That shit ain't gonna happen with an amateur or a pro champion in the ring. You either belong in that ring or he gonna beat your ass out the ring. So if you could last rounds, that's why the amateurs, they get confidence. They're like, man, I can hang with these dudes. Not winning, but you're hanging with them. It boosts your confidence because they're not going to take it easy on you. They may go 70%, but they're not taking it easy on you. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. Again, all you got to do is understand the sport of boxing a little bit. And you realize, no, man, you can't be comparing this era to this and saying this era is better because of X, Y, and Z when you have ignored completely what the present era is doing and where they're at and the level. I think because boxers make it look so easy in the ring, because they're not making as much mistakes like in the past where boxers were more vulnerable back in the day, and because the playing field is kind of a lot more even today, you find that people don't talk top tier boxers, where if you saw a boxer yesterday come into this era and face one of them top tier boxers, you say, oh, no, that's a C-level fighter, because they make a lot more mistakes. And that's what made it so exciting back in the day. You would say a C-level fighter. And they wouldn't be as strong, so they probably get knocked out in the first round. You know what I mean? And it's something that people just don't understand. And then in the age of the super heavyweights, are you guys serious? You know, I listened to George Foreman talk about how, you know, it's not about the size, which is true. Manny Pacquiao even says that. It's not about the size. It's about the desire to walk through a guy or whatever. But listen, man, if the tall, big dude has the same desire as you to walk through you and he got the skills and everything, and it's a battle of wills, oh, you gonna get your ass beat. Because Lennox Lewis will say, a good big man beats a good little man any day of the week. Right? In this case, them guys gonna be good little men. They get beat up bad. All right? Viciously. So I just wanted to go into all that. I'm gonna answer the rest of your questions right now. And then I'm gonna move out of here. Floyd wouldn't last in the 20s. His body would break down. Nobody would even remember him today. You know why Floyd's called an all-time great? Because all true time he would be great. So, sorry about that, buddy. You're wrong on that one. Apollo said you crazy. Yep. He runs circles around 20s fighters. Some of them, yep. Floyd baby mother died. Yeah, I covered that already. Just died. I covered that already. Apollo says, for real? That's sad. How did it happen? Don't know. Found dead in a car. R.I.P. Yep. McDowell says, dumb bro, look at Pep. Look. Nicolino Loesch, first of all, was not from the 20s. Get your facts right. Pep wasn't from the 20s either. He was from the 30s. Leonard, I think you're talking about Benny Leonard. Thomas the Hitman Hearns wasn't from the 20s. Neither was Sugar Ray Robinson. Neither was Roberto Duran. Henry Armstrong was from the 30s. But he was from the 20s too. They're miles ahead of Mayweather. Triangle said one of Floyd's baby mamas just died. I know. I talked about it already. Floyd's next sacrifice. What? Never we got no footage of Robinson in his prime at welter. Yes, we do have footage of Robinson in his prime at welter. M9 McDonald says Robinson got more power, better jabs, hooks. Apollo laughs. Does Robinson feint better than Floyd? I'm going to ask you that. I'm going to leave you at that. Let me just leave you with that. M9 Ronaldo. Think about what I'm saying. Don't just talk. Prime De La Hoya, Mosley beat Floyd. What? What? I don't even understand. Troy Ingram says, George Foreman says Floyd beats almost anybody from 135 to 154. Not only George Foreman, my friend, James Toney, and he's talking about through history. Pernell Whitaker said that nobody will ever beat you, Floyd. Tony Panzienza said that nobody beats Floyd Mayweather. Through history, nobody beats Floyd Mayweather. Vinny Panzienza, sorry. I mean, the late, great ESPN reporter who died said nobody beats Floyd Mayweather. Okay? It's just what it is. And y'all don't like to hear that, but it's just what it is. Tyson Fury even said he believes he beat any heavyweight through history. You know, that includes Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis didn't like it, but it was what it was. M9 Ronaldo says, come on, bro. Robinson kills Oscar and Mosley. He don't kill shit. Not Mosley. Not Mosley. Shane Mosley idolized himself after Robinson. He ain't killing nobody. Robinson ain't killing Mosley. That would be a good war, though. I would love to see Mosley versus Robinson. That would be a great fight. I think Robinson might beat him because he got a good jab. But then probably he won't. It would be a good fight, though. Triangle. Kirkland Lane beat Duran. Yeah, I'll box him. Didn't have no punching power, nothing. Just outbox him. Good footwork. Canelo would beat Sugar Ray Robinson to a pulp. That's probably, oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Championship Boxing says exactly. Roy Jones Jr. beats Sugar Ray. Yes, Roy Jones Jr. beats him. He's significantly bigger anyway. Championship Boxing says total ignorance. Thoughts on new media and the LDBC? I ain't got nothing really much to say about new media and the LDBC. I mean, LDBC has its purpose sometimes. The LDBC is very large and varied. New media, again, good thing that new media is out there to some degree, but again, Everybody got their own agendas, so you have to blend. You have to filter through what is true and what is just agenda driven, and you're good. There's a lot of things the LDBC has done, which is positive. There's a lot of things new media say that's positive, but certain people who are part of the LDBC, they have an LDBC agenda, which is just black-driven agenda, and they sort of oppose those who are not black. So, but they have contributed quite a lot to boxing, just like Boxing Librarian, just like my boy Intangible Boxing has contributed things to boxing. I appreciate these people, but at the end of the day, you gotta have a brain to be able to sift through what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. I love my dude Champ Sides and new media. He tried not to pick sides too much, and I like Champ Side. I wish you guys could call in. I'm probably I'll put my phone number out there, but it's a Trinidadian phone number because I'm in Trinidad. So if you guys want to do overseas, you got a thing to do overseas calls, maybe you can call in. Joe Estrada says, "You always truthful." But bro, I try to be, man. I try to be as honest as I can, as straight as I can about boxing. I'm not trying to have any biases in boxing as much as I can, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people accuse me of being biased. People saying how I'm pro-woman boxer, I'm pro-Clarissa Shields, how she would beat up. I'm saying that how she would beat Terrence Crawford. I never said none of them things. I just said she would go 3 rounds with Terrence Crawford. I think she survived 3 rounds with Terrence Crawford. That's all I said. And everybody coming down on me, and I'm like, I gave reasons, concrete boxing reasons for why Clarissa Shields would be able to hang with Terrence Crawford for 3 rounds. I'm not saying she beat him. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying she survived 3 rounds. Everybody went down on me on that. And I just don't get it. How this woman is a world champion, okay? This woman can box. She's proven it time and time again. She's breaking records. But she can't hang with Terrence Crawford in the ring. So she can't survive even. Y'all saying she can't even survive 3 rounds. Terrence Crawford gonna knock her out before 3 rounds is up. And Terrence Crawford very rarely knocks out fighters within 3 rounds. Then y'all bring up some whack shit about a kickboxing match between Lucilia Riker and a guy 15 to 20 years ago. And that's your reasoning. Oh, women got less bone density and struggle. I'm like, dude, don't even start with that. Oh, they could use their feet very well and kick and stuff. And I'm like, dude, if that's the case, Lucilia Riker should have beaten up that guy, because guess what? It was kickboxing. So she should have been able to kick him and kick him good. So I don't want to hear that. And I make it abundantly clear. Sometimes I call names of channels, like these styles. I call out his channel because y'all kicked me off of that again. I got kicked off of what's this other dude's channel? And I ain't got nothing against him. I like him. D3, I think DT3 is the name or whatever. I ain't got nothing personal about him. I like listening to some of his stuff. But y'all gonna kicking me off of a thing. I'm talking, and then all of a sudden I know I'm backstage. So y'all had to kick me off the channel so that I don't continue to talk because y'all can't answer me. And then you start to bring up all kinds of whack ass stuff like, oh, he said that Clarissa Shields would beat Terrence Crawford, which is a lie. I never said none of that. Y'all have to come and drum up all kinds of lies about me because you feel threatened, because I can actually answer your questions. I can actually articulate myself, right? So that's the problem I have with these dudes, all right? But again, you guys are talking from a fan perspective, so you throw it out there like if truth is a popular sentiment, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, how many of you guys out there believe that you would have an easier time with Chocolatito than with Deontay Wilder? And I'm asking myself, this is the dumbest thing ever. You're not going to have an easier time with either of them. They're going to both knock you the fuck out. You're not going to have an easier time with either. Which would you prefer to be knocked out by? Chocolatito or Deontay Wilder? And I'm like, none. It's brain trauma either way, because I'm going to get knocked out. And that's the thing you guys just don't get. It has nothing to do with how short Chocolatito is or how tall Deontay Wilder is. He's a heavyweight. They both punch with sufficient power to knock you out, to kill you. They both can kill you. Which do you prefer to be killed by? A pygmy or a giant? Neither. Like height doesn't matter there, and it's like to me it just doesn't make no sense. Like I try to, fight fans have some of the weirdest logic when you really think of it from a boxing perspective or a fighting perspective. You know, it don't make no sense to me. Like it's like people saying, which you prefer, be beheaded or shot? Neither. I'm still gonna be dead, right? Like, what is my preference? I would prefer not to be beheaded or shot. Like, just, what I mean? Like, people don't realize how dumb their questions are. But it's like, how do we explain it to them? Do you understand that that's a dumb question? Like, you're trying to make a comparison, but you're doing it in a manner that ain't nobody want neither of those things. Like that's not something to be compared with. There's just certain things in life that you don't want to be compared with. Right? If you ask me, would you like to die in your sleep or would you like to die a painful, slow, tortured death? Obviously, I like to die in my sleep. That's different, right? But, that's because there's duration and suffering involved in one, whereas the other one, you don't know that you died, right? That's okay. I prefer that than, But if you're telling me, like, which would you prefer to get knocked out or beaten up by or fight? Dude, the end result's the same. And not only that, but the actual process involved is the same. You see? It's not going to take longer for either guy to knock me out or hurt me really, really bad. And so you don't talk about two punchers. Maybe if you had said, which you prefer to fight? Paulie Malignaggi or Deontay Wilder? And even then, I don't know if I won't get knocked out by Paulie Malignaggi. I never boxed before. Not on that level, And so if you ain't done combat sports before, guess what? A Paulie Malignaggi knock your ass out. For sure. Guaranteed. Because you never trained to strengthen this. You never trained to strengthen your ribs. You never trained to strengthen your abs. Especially some of you couch potatoes that I know is just out of shape. Y'all haven't been in the gym in ages. Man, y'all get knocked out so fast. Y'all be bleeding all kinds of shit. Because y'all not even in condition to take a punch. Far less, y'all not even conditioned to walk 2 miles or 3 miles or 4 miles. Y'all get knocked out just trying to walk that distance. Be huffing and puffing the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, some of y'all just need to just chill, man. Put a chill. And then a lot of y'all out there don't even show your faces. Right? Y'all don't even show your faces. What do I mean by that? I'm going to tell you. Y'all be talking this tough guy talk. But y'all don't even want to show your face. So we can't even see if you're in shape or you're not in shape. If you was a boxer or if you wasn't a boxer. All y'all just hiding in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? So we can't see if you have a background or not in boxing. Thank God the guys who are on this channel, some of y'all have a background in boxing. Y'all actually boxers and y'all actually amateurs and stuff. So y'all get what I'm saying. But for those people who have no clue, they never thrown a real punch, they've never been in any kind of battle or combat, it's really sad to listen to these guys talk. And a lot of the guys who talk about boxing as well, this is another thing that really bugs me. A lot of them got this ego thing, and I just don't get it. I really don't. What is up with your ego? Like, I mean, I do it too, and I find it stupid when I look back at myself. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? This is about appreciation for boxing. So anyway, I just wanted to say all of that. Now, getting back to what we was talking about. So, mindset, is a very important thing in boxing, of course. Of course. You got to have the mindset for it. Now, I wanted to say something else that I forgot about. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the upcoming fight between Gervonta Davis and I'm hearing Ryan Garcia. That sounds really good. But Floyd was talking about how Gervonta Davis is he is the most exciting boxer in boxing. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with him about that. Ryan Garcia is, he's doing some things. He's making some waves. He got Devin Haney. He got Most exciting, we had Deontay Wilder. He was very exciting as well. And then you have Tyson Fury. You know, these are very exciting boxers, right? They making waves, they're shaking up things and so on. So I don't know if I agree with him on Gervonta Davis either. But what I would say is I heard him talking about training Deontay Wilder. And this is another topic I just want to talk about, just touch on it a little bit. How could Deontay Wilder beat Tyson Fury? Well, there's a couple things that in my sleep I was starting to figure out, and I was saying, hey, if he does certain things, he could, possibly give himself a shot. In other words, this is what he's gonna have to do. Even though he's not a better boxer than Tyson Fury, he's gonna have a game plan where he's actually outboxing Tyson Fury, and there is a game plan you could devise which could give him a chance to outbox Tyson Fury and possibly drop him. And so I don't want to give it away too much, but suffice it to say, it has to do with his footwork. And just one or two little things he does that he'll just need a tweak on his footwork. And I believe it will give him an advantage on Tyson Fury, something that Tyson Fury probably wouldn't be preparing for. So I think that because Tyson Fury, it depends on Tyson Fury's approach. And even it doesn't really matter, because even if Tyson Fury goes on the back foot, there's certain things that Deontay Wilder can do. And you heard Floyd Mayweather actually allude to it in one of his interviews with Klug and Cassius, talking about the angles of approach he talked about. And shit, Floyd said his thing was where he placed his feet. And he knew nobody in boxing placed their feet like how he did. And that's a long story. I don't want to go into that in too much detail, but just to say that Floyd studied the past greats, no doubt about it. And he took some things from certain past greats. And he mentioned certain past greats by name. And these were guys in lower weight classes I'm talking about, not the higher weight classes. And a lot of people would talk about great footwork by Joe Louis. And Joe Louis had precise footwork as well. But Floyd did something a little bit different, because Joe Louis was very economical with his feet. But suffice it to say, the rhythm of the movement, how do I explain this? The rhythm of the movement, or the rhythm of your footwork, makes a difference in boxing. Joe Louis didn't necessarily have a specific rhythm to how he moved his feet. He reminded me of a Gennady Golovkin in a way, because he didn't really telegraph his movement. He had precise movement. He slid his feet around. He didn't really bounce. He didn't really, so he was heavy-footed. Let's put it that way. So he reminded me a little bit of Danny Garcia, how Danny Garcia would slide his feet. But he had precise footwork. Floyd, and I'm not going to say the name of the boxer, but the boxer is from the 1970s, lower weight class. The footwork of that boxer, Floyd, to me, and he mentioned that boxer before, Latin American country. So I'm giving you all the little hints, and you guys go do your homework on that. That boxer was so skilled with his footwork, and the rhythm of his footwork was so interesting, that he could be on the offensive and still tagging you. He could be on the defensive and still tagging you, and you can't tag him. And I believe Floyd talked about this guy, and if he could talk about the guy, it means he studied this guy. And Floyd added to that. And he took the kind of Joe Louis route where he was economical with it. He didn't do... The problem with that other guy was sometimes he did a little too much that he didn't need to do. So he burned up energy he didn't need to burn. And Floyd's much more economical. He kind of combination of Joe Louis and this guy. So I'm just saying that so you guys will understand the level of boxing that we're talking about here. Because I've studied these guys. And you guys go check out the dude I'm talking about, South American dude Fantastic boxer. Fantastic boxer. Latin American dude, sorry. I don't know if it was South America or Central America. Fantastic boxer. I did it in boxes not talk much about, actually. I covered it. So, should check out his footwork. And of course, Floyd's untelegraphed right hand came from another South American dude. I'm not going to say who he is either. But you could see that Floyd studied that dude as well. And borrowed some things from him. You could see that Floyd studied the former boxers, and he built things off of them. He built his own thing. Even current boxers of his day, he would borrow little things from them, you know, like Roy Jones Jr., like Colonel Whitaker, like Sugar Ray Leonard, of course. You know, he borrowed things from each and every one of Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., he borrowed a thing or two from him as well. So, you know, you got the lead right hand, untelegraphed, and then you got the pull counters with the right hand, and you got the counter right hand with the uppercut. And it's like you look at certain things, yeah, the standardized pull counters and stuff, you know, have been since time immemorial. But the way how, like an untelegraphed right hand, for example, the way how Floyd would throw it reminded me of a certain fighter from Latin America. The way how Floyd did his specific footwork wasn't just based off of the 60s fighter Nicolino Loche, but off of other fighters that I saw. So, because it wasn't Nicolino Loche I was talking about, okay? Just for you guys to know. And why I'm saying this is because different people think that the past greats should, you know, that I'm discounting them. I'm not saying that at all. And if you listen to my thesis on the evolution of boxing, you'll realize that it wouldn't evolve if you weren't building off of a foundation of some kind. All right? So anyway, back to what I was saying there, that, you know, he talked about Gervonta Davis being the most exciting fighter, and I don't agree necessarily with that either. He one of the most exciting, though. But there's one more topic I got to talk about here, so I'm going to talk about it. It's independent of Floyd Mayweather for a minute. This topic has to do with another exciting fight that's supposed to come at the end of this month. At the end of this month, there's supposed to be this fight. And it's coming up March the 19th or something like that. I'm trying to remember what the fight is. It'll come to me. I just blanked out. But it's a very exciting fight. You guys must not miss it for the world. And it's a fight that you really want to see. I can't remember what it is. But when I do remember, it's coming to me and then it's gone again. When I remember, I'll do the video on it. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for all the likes, subscriptions, and your comments. I will let you guys know that you can also donate to this channel via Western Union or MoneyGram. Don't feel bashful or shy to donate. I'm always open for donations. I think it's about it for me. I hope you guys have a good one. Yeah. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.